Math time!
Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about the 6 trigonometric ratios. Let us now have an example of this problem. Identify the 6 trigonometric ratios given the right triangle. In this illustration, we have triangle L, M, N. With the given that this side in here, a side N, is equal to 3. And we have also here side L equals 4, and of course our hypotenuse, let's say this one is the right angle, the hypotenuse measure, which is side M, is equal to 5 units. Again, so from the given we have, let us just write the given for us to get the value easy. So side M, that is 5. Of course, this is your hypotenuse. And your side L is 4. And side N is equal to 3. Suppose our angle here is this one. Okay. So, in this case, our side L would be our adjacent side. And our side N will be our opposite side. Okay, so let us now proceed with identifying the 6 trigonometric ratios. So therefore you have right here. So the first one, we have sine theta. So when you say sine theta, you would have opposite over hypotenuse. So meaning N over M. So therefore, in that way, opposite, which is 3, over our hypotenuse is 5. So therefore, sine theta is equal to 3 over 5. While we have cosine theta, that is ka, meaning cosine equals adjacent, that is L, over hypotenuse. So therefore, you have L, which is 4, over the hypotenuse, which is 5. Is that clear? Now, same thing when we have tangent, TOA. So meaning opposite over adjacent. So opposite, that is 3, over our adjacent is 4. So this is gonna be the value of our tangent theta. And for our secondary ratios, you would have it here. It's just a reciprocal of our sine. Okay? So we have cosecant is equal to hypotenuse over opposite. So therefore, you would have, what is the value of our hypotenuse? That is 5. Over our opposite, that is equal to 3. So therefore, you would have 5 over 3. And for the second theta, you have therefore hypotenuse over adjacent. So what is the hypotenuse here? So that is 3. So you have, for a moment, hypotenuse is 5. So 5 over the adjacent is 4. Alright? And lastly, we have cotangent theta. We have adjacent over opposite. So what is the value of our adjacent? That is 4. Over the opposite, that is equal to 3. So that is 4 over 3. So these are the values of our 6 trigonometric ratios with regards to our given illustration. Now, how about if we will have the angle in here? So let's say angle beta. So therefore, if you will be asked for the sine, you have sine beta, that is opposite over hypotenuse. So in this case, where is now our opposite? So let's identify it first. Again, from the given that our side M is equal to 5, still that would be our hypotenuse. And side L is equal to 4. So how do we call then our side L with regards to angle beta? So that would be then our opposite. Okay? And side N is still, you would have 3. So since that side L is our opposite, therefore side N would gonna be our adjacent side. So that would be easy for us now to identify here if we will be asked for the 6 trigonometric values of our beta. angle beta rather. So let's start with sine beta. So opposite over hypotenuse. So what is the opposite value? That is 4. Over the hypotenuse, that is 5. So for the cosine beta rather, okay, you have adjacent over hypotenuse. So what is the value of the adjacent? So that is equivalent of 3 over 5 as our hypotenuse. And we have tangent beta. So you have, for the tangent beta, you have TOA. Opposite over adjacent. So the value of our opposite, that is 4 over the adjacent 3. Is that clear? Now for the cosecant value, cosecant beta. So you have hypotenuse. The value of our hypotenuse here is 5 over the opposite. So that is 4. Is that clear? And we have secant beta. So the secant beta, you have therefore hypotenuse. What is the value for hypotenuse? That is 5 over the adjacent. So what is the adjacent in this illustration? So you have 3. And lastly, we have the cotangent beta. So for the cotangent beta, you have adjacent over opposite. So the adjacent value here is 3 over the opposite, which is 4. Okay? So I think that is very, very clear. Let us now have example number 2. We have here triangle PSA with angle P as our right angle. So from the given, we have segment PA is equal to 3 and segment ES is 2 square root of 3 and PS is equal to the square root of 3. So once again, let us identify the given for us to be guided properly. So from here, if we would have this angle theta is here or angle S. So therefore, if this would be our angle theta, again and again, the side SA or side P is equal to 2 square root of 3. That would be our hypotenuse. Okay? So this side in here, that is our hypotenuse since it is opposite to the right angle. And we also have 3 as the given. So what is that 3? That would be side S. So 3. So this is the angle, meaning that is our opposite side. And lastly, we have the square root of 3. So that is side A. Okay, side A is equal to square root of 3. And that is our adjacent side. Okay, so let's now identify the 6 trigonometric ratios or the 6 trigonometric values rather. So we have here the mnemonic device, so, ka, towa, ko, sha, kaw. Okay, for the sine theta. Okay, sine theta from the given, you have opposite over hypotenuse. So our opposite value is 3 over the hypotenuse is 2 square root of 3. And remember that you are not allowed to write as our final answer if you would have the square root symbol below or in this denominator. So therefore, we have to rationalize this one. So as we rationalize, we have to multiply the whole equation or the equation here, or the fraction rather, by square root of 3. So as we multiply, so you have therefore square root of 3 over square root of 3. So right here, we have 3 square root of 3 over, what is 3 times 3? That is 9. So square root of 9, that would give us 3. So 3 times 2, you have therefore 6. And as we simplify 3 over 6, that will give us 1. So this is gonna be 1. And in here 2. So what is left is square root of 3 over 2. So that's the value. Sine theta here is square root of 3 over 2. Alright. Now how about the cosine theta? For the cosine theta, we have adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent here is square root of 3 over the hypotenuse 2 square root of 3. So you have square root of 3 over 2 square root of 3. Again, we have to rationalize this one. So we have to multiply square root of 3 over square root of 3. So 3 times 3, that will give us 9 square root of 9 over, so same thing here. So we'll just go directly. So you have 3 times 3, 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So meaning 2 times 3. So that is 6. Alright? So as we simplify, what is square root of 9? That is 3. So that is 3 over 6. So simplify it out. By 2's, you would have 1 over 2. That is then the final answer. Cosine theta is equal to 1/2. Is that clear? Now next, we have tangent theta. For tangent theta, we have opposite over adjacent. So what is the value of our opposite here? So opposite is 3. And our adjacent is square root of 3. Oh, we really have to simplify this one. Okay, so again, we have to multiply square root of 3. Okay, we have to rationalize the denominator. So therefore, you would have 3 times square root of 3. That is 3 square root of 3 all over by 3 times 3. That's 9. Square root of 9. That will give us 3. As you can see, 3 square root of 3 divided by 3. So meaning 3 divided by 3 will give us 1. So what is left is only square root of 3. So right here, tangent theta is equal to square root of 3. Okay. Next, let's proceed to the cosecant. For the cosecant, we have hypotenuse over opposite. So what is the value of our hypotenuse here? So the hypotenuse is 2 square root of 3 over, okay, the opposite is 3. So therefore, that would be then our final answer, 2 square root of 3 over 3, since there is no radical sign in our denominator. Alright, next, let's proceed to secant theta. What is the value of secant theta? Hypotenuse, okay, the value of our hypotenuse here, that is 2 square root of 3 all over by, that is adjacent. What is the adjacent value? Square root of 3. Oh, as you can see, there is a radical sign in the denominator. So therefore, we have to rationalize this one. So as we rationalize this, you would have therefore multiply square root of 3 over square root of 3. So again, we have 2 square root of 3 times square root of 3. You would have there, we'll just go directly. So square root of 3 times, 3 times 3, that is 9. Okay, so 2 square root of 9 all over by 3 times 3, 9. We'll just have it this way. Okay, so what is square root of 9? That is 3. So 2 times 3 over 3. So what is 2 times 3? We can still simplify 3 and 3, right? So 3 divided by 3, that is 1. So what is left is 2. Meaning to say, secant theta is equal to 2. Next, we have cotangent theta. For the cotangent theta, you have adjacent over opposite. For the adjacent over opposite, so the value of our adjacent is square root of 3 over opposite. What is the value of opposite? That is 3. Okay, so since there is no radical sign in our denominator, so we'll just leave as final answer nga, that is square root of 3 over 3. Again, so you see the simplified form values of our 6 trigonometric ratios. When you have sine theta, that is square root of 3 over 2. Cosine theta, that is 1/2. Tangent theta is square root of 3. Cosecant theta is 2 square root of 3 over 3. Secant theta is 2, and cotangent theta is square root of 3 over 3. Is that clear now? Okay?